Okay, welcome everybody. Let's see if we got the sound. So I figured it out, or at least I'm coming close to it. Although I just realized I have a version here to see if it actually truly does work. But I've got it to work in theory here. So you can now test out and see a result of any of the code snippets. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the beginning of each page. Well, at least most of the pages. I don't know if I'll add it to the comments page, but I have an error in primitive variables. So I tried to add it here, so rather than having it here, take this and put this in your own interpreter or environment or whatever. I wanted it to say, just do it here. And when we run, we get this error, invalid syntax, perhaps you forgot a comma. So that makes me think that, well, also, before I get too carried away, let's back up a little bit and see what actually changed. So, to allow this to happen, to add functionality to where you can click the run button, you need to have a couple more files. So I did test universe and universe as per their directions here, as well as this line. So let's go ahead and see that now. Let's go back to where we know it does work, even though it has an error, which I don't know why it has that. Oh, and I added a link to the first video, so if anybody is confused as to how to get to this point, you can go check out the old video on YouTube. It is uploaded, so we're good. But now here's part 2, adding this functionality. And this was really one of the last things I wanted to do before I published my playground, because this is kind of like the whole point of a playground. Otherwise, you're just reading information like all this is, it's nifty, but it doesn't really help someone trying to learn this language. However, this, at the very top, and we'll go ahead and look at what I did to the file. So I added this line, line 4, and I also changed this to universe.py, and I'll show you why in just a sec. But other than that, you just change the text in the square brackets to whatever you want. Change this to the name of whatever Python file you want to have showing up in the box initially. So, and I'll show you that real quick, universe.py. It is just that line, hello, you made it. And if we go back to, let's see. So now you'll notice that it doesn't actually say hello, you made it. Instead, I believe, oops, sorry, I still have my replit open. Let's go and close that. If we go back to testuniverse.py, no? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Yeah, universe.py. So now I'm confused as to where this is coming from. Because I have test string in hello world. So actually I want to copy that. Now where did I change that? If we go back to something else, and then we go back, let's refresh the page. So I want to make absolutely sure I understand where all this stuff is coming from. Especially before I start telling other people how to do it. Yeah, so it starts off, if we look at the file, it's pulling from universe.py. Though I wonder if it isn't able to, and actually if we look at the live, I haven't added it to the live version yet. I haven't published it. Maybe I should do that real quick. Let's see. At least so we can get the strings. And then I brag about it. We'll go ahead and close that. But anyways, I was told earlier that, hey, you could do this. And I was like, yes, I agree. This is what I'm wanting to have it do. So it really is pulling from universe.py, which, if we look at that again, hello, you made it. is what it should say initially. Also, before I get too far, you need to change your techio.yml. You need to add this. So I did not have this previously, and I'm still not sure. I haven't really wanted to play around with renaming these statements and the actual markup files to something different, something more intuitive. It doesn't actually affect it. In fact, it kind of breaks it if how I was doing it earlier. However, so to get that run functionality, you need to add this part, projects Python, and you can find that right here. Again, just reading instructions. So in techio.yml, you need to add this to the bottom. Now, this part I changed. So if you look at it, not python-project, it is just dot slash, meaning I don't actually have a file hierarchy here in this project. I just have all of my files on the same level. Eventually I might change that. I might separate this out into folders, but for now, this is, I mean, you know, that's kind of more of a personal preference thing at this point. The point to note, in fact, let's go ahead and see if we can't publish that change. Let's see. So I just have it pointing to Python universe. Let's fix up primitive variables and have that point to, let's see. So I have it pointing to PV. So let's actually, let's go ahead and take this out for now. Save that. See if that, I don't think that's actually going to fix the error that I was just having. Let's see. It's doing stuff. Okay, so it's not, oh no. It's still upset about this. But if we run this, what do we get? Example string. So I'm wondering what's different between universe, we just have that, versus, let's look at pv.py. I don't see anything. Nothing jumps out at me as being a bug. We're assigning the variables, especially not a comma. Let's see. So what it was saying, has an issue on line 7, example string. So let's just try taking it out and seeing if it has a problem with the prints. I mean, yeah, perhaps you forgot a comma. I mean, I can understand if there was a space, but there's no space. Like if it was thinking that these were two different variables, it'd want a comma for print variable 1 and then variable 2. Like we could even, let's really jack it up, and then if you want a comma, here's example that and example char. Oh, no, the underscore shouldn't affect things. No. And let's see back here. Aha, so it doesn't like, does it just not like the underscore? you know what? I mean, it would make more sense if it's just having an issue with the type function. So for that, we would need... Let's open up the replit again. Because I believe I import sys or args or something. Let's look at that. Do I import at any point in here? No. Import string, but that's just because of this. So that shouldn't affect this. Doubt there's any import here. Yeah, it's just print. Yeah, if anything, I don't import anything, and I'm able to declare an underscore named variable of a string. Yeah, in fact, I'm using type right here, and I'm not importing anything. So, okay, so it might not be that. Huh. Well, either way, what I could do is just a fix to this. I could take that out. So let's go to this, edit it. Let's actually just comment all that out for now. Then we'll have the user do it and see if it does it, if it works well. So let's see, how do I make it? Usually automatically, yeah, see, it detects changes being committed. It's building a new one. You can even watch it as it goes. This is pretty interesting. We're all good. So now, if we run it, it does not break. However, if we uncomment these, it will break. Yes. Oh. Oh, see, that makes a lot more sense. Jeez. Okay, sorry. It's missing a parenthesis, and I totally did not see that. Let's see. Comment. Because there are two functions. That makes sense. The error message I was getting earlier, though, was like, maybe you're missing a comma, so let's take that back out then, now that we know that that's a thing. Alright. So I guess let's just go ahead and add that section to every one. It'll build again. We can even watch it in real time. Let's watch the logs. Then boom, it's already done, and then it catches up. Okay. So if we run this, we'll see the output. Cool. And I still haven't figured out how to force it to say class double. So, but I was right, it is a float that it characterized it in, so. Okay, cool. Now let's go back and see what the deal is with hello world. So this I actually want to change universe to. I mean, I'm just lazy, I just left it named universe, but because it says just that one print statement, but now I want it to be that, so they can go ahead and see an example. There we go. Let's go back to our project. It should build. There we go. So it's taking a little longer. Oh, there. No, never mind. Okay. Okay. Now, why does it have red on this? I don't get that. It has red on both of them, but anyways, let's go ahead and push so we at least have that much. Okay, and I might hold off on some of those tags too. That might be over tagging the video. And the main thing is just... Oh wait, is it good? Let's go ahead and go back to the Learn tab. Oh, did we... Print type A underscore name. Well, that's a thought. We do have... Should be good to go. I mean, it has an error. I don't know why it has that error. Let's see. That'd be... I mean, it functions. It shows it backwards. So then you can go and plop... Let's see. Take this. Plop it into this. And there's an extra space that I got. Alright, cool. I mean, we got it. Go tell it on the stream. Yeah, okay, I'll go and close this. You're right, I'm on the stream, so. Oh, are you saying... See, I'm confused. Go tell it on the stream. Okay, we're on the stream. Oh, is he telling Wantonamo to do it? Alright, so, well, here's... I can go ahead and throw that in the chat. Here's what... And Wonton emo... I don't know if I'm butchering that, but that's what was suggested. So the print type... What ended up being the issue, though, was the... It's actually going... See, it was the missing parentheses. Let's see. Ah. So... Okay, there we go. So yeah, so I mean this is troubling that it still has an error thing. However, if you click run, you can do it. I mean you can see... I'm trying to think, am I missing any? Oh, interesting to point out, a char is classified as a string. I forgot about that. That caught me by surprise recently too. Yeah, so regardless of if you use the single quotes or the double quotes, or if it's a single character or a string, it is still a string. So, let's see. And we forgot the best part, so we need to do... Let's see. So I want to copy this line and go to... Well, really all of them need it. Let's see. So now... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it here. Oops. So this is the other thing that was breaking it. Let's go ahead and also we're going to have it pull functions. Yeah, plural functions. And also, so you can have a separate file here, but it doesn't make a lot of sense because it will replace your stub or whatever you have in the window with whatever exists in this file. So if you do use a different file here, there's kind of no point to it because it's not what the user tried to change it to, it's just whatever you have in that file. So let's go ahead and save that and see if I broke it, because it might need to be all the way against the wall. Yeah, see, there's an error. Also, we don't have functions Python. So let's actually add that real quick, and let's do a new file. That might actually be a good idea to change the hierarchy here, the file structure. But let's do functions dot py, and then in here we'll do a comma b turn a times b. There we go. So I wanted it to be the example, then I'll just erase the example and have it to where the user can hit the run button. And then good. So now that change should be reflected here. Let's go ahead and wait for it to do its thing. Okay, so does it work? Okay, so it does it. Print multiply a times b. I think I even point that out in here that, yeah, you need to have either a print or a print statement contained within the function that you're trying to use. So now we should see, ooh, a is not defined. 2, comma 5. Wow. Okay. Alright, but that's why it's there. Alright, so if you want that included in the default message that is in this window, you need to go back to the file that we just created, so functions.py, and then add it in here. And then this will give the user an idea of a starting point. So now they could do actually, I'm wondering, what harm could it do if we go ahead and show, let's do all the simple divide, add, subtract, and also we need integer divide. There we go. So it would be good to show them the difference between a single and a double. Multiply, divide, that, add. There we go. That's not too lengthy. And then that shows all the basic math functions that you could do. Let's go ahead and let's do multiply, divide, there we go. That should make an interesting one. Do an integer divide. Okay, and then we want to do the same, show the difference, and then add. Let's do 2 and 40. Subtract. I don't know, 5 minus 2. And okay, just want to make sure we weren't missing any. Alright, so now let's see how that changes it. Give it some time, build a new one. It bothers me that we've got these error codes. I'm going to have to dig a little further into that and see what's causing that. However, it doesn't seem to affect the functionality of the end result, so I think we're good. But, alright, now this. There we go. Alright, so now we see all also thinking Well, no, that's good for now. I was thinking about adding some text in there as well. Be like the multiply function output is this, and then have a colon and a space, and just kind of get them used to printing in that fashion. However, this I like it. That's good. It shows all the basic ones. Although I should write. I could just write a comment. Yeah, let's do it that way. Because rather than writing a whole other paragraph thing, so divide, let's edit that. Oops. A single slash will yield a float partial decimal point having number. There you go. So just kind of reiterate the whole point of a floating point number, a few different uses for it, yield, give you. I think that's okay. And then you need to do a double slash will yield an integer whole number answer. Okay, just kind of point out the differences there. Oh, and we're also missing one. Modulo. Oh no. Well, let's go ahead and put that down there. We need this. Okay, and it's a good modulo. Oh, 10 and 3. That'll show the remainder. Okay, and it is no longer multiply, it is modulo. Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure the changes are reflected on the project. Okay. Give it a bit, see it's still building. Okay. Alright, we're good. Yep, now it's got a modulo, it's got a couple of comments. And I want to change the message to try changing the values for each of the functions. We'll make it personalized. Here you go. And actually, when I go back and do Java and C++, I'm going to be doing them all from scratch because there are a bunch of differences that need to be pointed out. So basically going to just redo it, reinvent the wheel for that, but I think it's worth it. So, alright, we got that. Let's save that. And then definitely want to add, let's see, so we got functions, we need control flow, we really need it for all of them. Oh shoot, I should, let's go back to functions, let's grab that line, okay, and now to control flow, yeah, I mean this can be, let's go ahead and put it here. I guess it doesn't matter if it's, let's see what happens when we do it all the way up against the wall like this, and then, let's see, we can chill out on this one and just say, the test cases provided test some of the common corner cases you may want to test. There we go. Now, just take all this, take it out, and then we need to do control flow, and again here, control flow, and save. Now, and it's going to have an error because we don't have a control flow file. So let's go ahead and create that and then retry it. Control flow.python. In case anyone was wondering why we have .py, that's a Python file. And then we got this. Okay, and we do have the double parentheses on this one, so this should almost work. We got, oh, why is these? Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I know why it was like that. And then also here, let's go ahead and line all this up a little better. There we go. I mean, hope that's all right. It looks right to the naked eye. Except for that's way off. Alright, there we go. Cool. And then commit. Check out the project. Okay, oh no. There we go. Just gotta give it a bit. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to pull that line again. Let's go to what's next on the agenda? Loops. I mean, I could just take both of them out and just put it at the end, rather than, because I don't want to get into the habit of creating multiple run spots. Or maybe, or do I? Let's see. Because then that means we also need to have two files on the back end, one for each. Well, we need to have a corresponding file, a Python file on our GitHub for however many of these run situations we want to add. So if we just added one run situation at the very bottom, yeah, I think we'll do that, and then we can just add both types of loops. Could almost lump recursion in as well, but I kind of like having it spaced out. Let's see. So in here, oh no, let's leave it after everything is all done. Let's see. Careful not to make an infinite loop. Maybe? I don't know, actually, because I already talked about infinite loops up here. It's really not a situation for for loops in Python, because we do it that way. No, let's not do that. We gotta type something. So and I don't even mention range. Excuse me. And range is kind of an important thing with loops. Well, it's really only the for loop, as far as I'm thinking. Or does that make sense? Let's see. Also, I said I was watching it. Let's see. Print, multiply, AB. Yes. Yep, we've got those test cases there. Yep, he's got the double parenthesis. Nice. Okay, so we've got this kind of throw range. Let's see, yeah. To determine a start, stop, and step for your for loops. We'll just leave it at for loops for now. If it's also for while, and I figure that out later, we can do that. Let's see. Syntax is similar to the start, stop, and step, whoops, parameters for string slicing. Test string start step. There we go. You can, for range, it's there we go. So that's a problem I often encounter in code clashes is, you might need to add one to the stop or the end limit. So it's just something that bears mentioning. All right, so now I don't know what to give the title for it. Try 'em out here. Let's go ahead and save that, and let's see. We need a loops. And then we need to, whoops, we need to make the corresponding loops.py file. But before we do that, let's go ahead and save, well, no, let's go ahead and make the file first. That way it doesn't yell at us as much, maybe, we'll see. So we need loops.py, and then let's go ahead and borrow some loops. Here we go. And let's get the while. Oh, what's going on? Oh, sweet. Oh, that nerd is on. Well, there's only a couple in here right now, but someone else, another streamer that does some really interesting stuff. Looks like Python and Twitch, but he's coding an overlay. So if there's still two people, I think we can raid with two people or more. So if the two of you hang out, we'll do a raid at the end of this one with Oda and Nerd. He's pretty entertaining. But for now, let's go ahead and I just want to finish. We need a range example. Oh, and also what I wanted to do is I want to encapsulate this with fine for loop n there we go. So I want a good example here. Oh, let's see. And then separate these into functions. While loop n. Oh, what am I doing? My syntax is just off the wall. There we go. Okay, and then we need that in. I pulled back. That actually looks like it's where it should be, but no, that's good. And then, okay, now add some test things. Oh, also range for loop n. For char in, or no, let's do for num in range 1 n plus 1. There, so we'll give them options to toggle. I think that works. Let's do print num. Okay. Actually, we can just call for loop, let's say 10, 100, while loop 10, range for loop. Let's do 100. No, actually that might be too much. Let's do 20. Just because we're stepping by 2, so I want to be able to show the importance of step. Alright. Looks good. Let's go ahead and test it out. And then give it some time to rebuild. So far, still pretty user friendly. And I mean, I went ahead and figured out all the headaches. Oh no. Did it break? Go into the file, we have loops, right? Loops.py. What's going on here? So we need to check out. Ah. We don't have that line. Where'd that line go? Okay, alright. It's okay. You can get it from here. I don't know what happened to that, but alright. Let's go ahead and put that back in. Because really all we gotta do... Oh, wait a minute. Did it not save? My whole... Well, that's annoying. My whole explanation of range got wiped. Alright, but anyways, we need this. We need that to point to loops. We need this to point to loops. There we go. Oops. Try him out here. And then that should pull the loops file. Yeah. Yep, I certainly do have a typo in there. Alright, let's go back to loops. Let's fix it. Alright. Now I gotta describe. Oh, whoops, it's gotta rebuild. Sorry, wasn't giving it. I'm apologizing to TechIO. There we go. So now, test string is not defined. Of course it's not. Okay. There we go. Hello, other world. So a different string. I mean, it's still going to turn out the nth number of things. Or no, it prints out the whole thing because I set the upper limit to. Okay. Either way, that should fix the bug. It's a pretty obvious bug. Let's go ahead and build again. And we got a couple more to add, and then we can publish this and make it publicly available. Okay. Nice. And if you look at, oh man, that's a lot of printing. Wonder if I should comment some out. Or Stardom commented out? That's an idea. Although, yeah. Trying to think of a way I could just get those, whatever I just said. I could watch this video later, but, so. You can also use the range function to set a limit for set a start, stop, and step for your for loops. This is similar to the start, stop, and step of string slicing. And that was, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And then if you're like, what, slicing? You can go back to the strings page. There you go. Alright, everything, building, saving, good. There's errors, but do we care? No. It's kind of a leap. Alright, recursion. We just have recursion, data structures now. I need to fix gussy up data structures too. Let's see, but let's carry on to recursion. Oh, whoops. I need... There we go. Okay, actually, I'm just gonna plop that on down here. Let's have, whoops, no, not that. Recursion. Yeah, here. Okay, and then do this. Just throw that in. Oops. There we go. Let's get rid of it. Save this. It's gonna have an error. At least then I won't have to retype it. Yeah, error occurred during the build. Oops. Create a file. Recursion.py. Paste. Fix all the... Oh, jeez. Got all sorts of other stuff. There we go. Okay. Okay. 4. And we need test string. Okay. I think that should work. Let's go and check it out. Unterminated string. Ah, did I miss? I missed a quote. That's annoying. Go to recursion. Yep. Oh well. No matter. It updates in real time. As soon as you commit this, you can see the changes reflected in your project. So, just gotta give it a sec. Going too fast. Alright. That's right. We named it test stir. Oh well, that's good for the video. You know, different bugs that you can encounter. Wait a minute. Now I'm curious about scope. No? Not sure why I have 10 minus n. You know what? That could be a little Easter egg for the people doing it. Change the code to fix it. Well, let's see. That's pretty sloppy. So if we send it recurse this of the length of test string, that is n. So we're doing... So we should probably do lang test string minus n. Let's see if we break that. Oh no, 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 no. String out of range. However, so if we change our base case to 0, I mean, it's printing everything. So without thinking too hard about the algorithm, there we go. I'm just plugging in values. Okay, so rather than showing a hard coding sloppy example of just 10, because that would work for Hello World, but if you started changing it to anything else, like now a longer string. Okay. So basically I gotta change n to 1 and then That's not too big of a deal. Spell it right. Everything look good. Good. Well, we can be lazy and just test it right here. Let it build again. It's got a lot of red. I need to figure out why it's got a lot of red. That doesn't look good. I mean, it's functioning, but at what cost? Like, what else is broken? What's going on? Okay. So now, if we were to adjust it, newer, longer string. Let's see. Sweet. That works. Let's go and flow that again. Let's on to data structures. This one's sorely lacking. So if I'm really going to dig into this, there's going to be a lot of additions that I need to make to it. Let's see. Still talking over here? No, we're good. Okay, so, well, without getting too deep down a rabbit hole, let's go ahead and fix algorithms, because I want it to... Let's see. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and change all of that to one of these. Try it out. Rot 13. Rot 13. And then well, we're going to go ahead and try it out. So this will be rot n. There we go. Now, before it gets upset at us, let's go ahead and take all the code, make a rot 13 and a rot n file. I'm kind of doing it a little backwards, but that's okay, because we're probably going to have to go into each one and adjust it. Rot n.py, paste it there. Oh yeah, that's going to be, super annoying. Oops. Well, anything worth doing is worth doing right. Oops. Okay. Actually, I don't think it matters as long as it's all lined up. It's pretty risky, but we'll know pretty quick if it's broken or not. There we go. Oh. What did I do here? Okay. There we go. That should work. So all of this is contained in the logic of if this is even in the alphabet dictionary. Otherwise, we're just adding the char to ciphertext, and then all this stuff inside needs to stay the same. That's just to tell if it's an uppercase, then we change it to upper. Otherwise, we just add it as is, and then we force capitalize to be false, which we will change to true here. Back again, and does that? Or, well, yeah, that needs to be contained within the for loop. Okay. So now, oh, and then this needs to be all the way against the wall. Oops. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Alright, oops. Save it. Oh. Oh no, it might mess up. Yeah, so it refreshed this when I made the new file. Oh. Did we lose? Yeah. Oh no. Try it out, try it out. Okay. So we need a route 13 so the error goes away. That's why, let's see. Route 13. Dot pi, why? No. No. Alright, so now this take that out because that's irrelevant. Okay, I think that should be good. If nothing else, that will fix the error. Okay. Yep. So for route 13, Need to take out the second argument in the test case. Okay. Oh, whoops. We gotta let it build again. That's right. And I'll go back and redo or add to the structures. Not tonight, probably, but soon. Hello world. Now, we take that. Oh. What? Hold on. Why did it break? What? There we go. Why is it? Okay. Well, either way, that should show the symmetric encryption of our ROT13 program. And we need to let it build again. And almost every section is red. So whatever I'm doing wrong, I'm doing it wrong on all of them. So, I mean, as long as it's not breaking. Yeah. So there's 2 test cases. Now we can get rid of all of that. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and then we'll save it for now, you know. And then we'll test out the rot n. Let's see. Ront pi. Okay, so I need to edit. There we go. Okay. Unexpected indent. Ah, yes indeed. So if we take that out, why it's even... Wait. No, it should be... Wait, what? No, don't mess with me. There we go. So, need to change that here. Ah. Don't want to do it. Oops. So return just has to be one tab in from capitalized. So if I do that, that's what it looks like. Oh, right. Jeez. Gotta go to raw n. Alright, there we go. So now, yep, and it's quite obvious that that return is out of place. So, yeah, only... Okay, cool. I think that should do it. Alright, let it build again. Ugh. Okay. Now, yes, I know, it's lazy. Oh, also, comma. So we made it to 14. So now we need to do it 12. No. -1. I don't know how that works. So if you move it 14, it's the other half. Oh, that's because we're starting with gibberish. Oops. Well, either way we could do print rot 13 hello world comma 12 was never closed. What was print rot? There we go. Let's change this to, so if we only moved it 12, then technically we should move it 14 on the next one, but get this and replace this. Why does it always... Huzzah! There we go. Alright, I'm going to throw these test cases in the initial file, and that would be a good point for anyone to take a look at. So, let's go and do that. For rot n, we are going to replace this with all those test cases. There we go. Now, all we got to do, we'll let it build again, take out all of this code. So it works... Looks like it even works with negatives. I didn't test it with a extra large negative number. But since I'm using modulo, in theory... Or wait. Yeah, no, this is the logic from the file. So let's go ahead and take that out because that's confusing now. We've got it in two places. Okay. Save. I think we're getting pretty close. We can go and publish this, and then it's got some interactivity. Sweet. So you can adjust it, play around with it. Got some nifty test cases to start off. also, I think I just realized, so the double slash is the escape character. So when I was copying and pasting that, I think, I mean, it doesn't look like it's affecting anything, but that's just weird. That doesn't seem right to me. So let's go ahead and let's make it uniform, just to be safe. Because yeah, in our test cases, let's go ahead and edit this. In our initial program, it might confuse people. There. It's confusing to me why it doesn't affect anything. Like if we looked at this, I mean, it's going to rebuild, but if you look real quick, this output doesn't matter, doesn't affect it. You've got an escape character, or don't, then I'd think you'd almost escape that angle bracket. Oh well. Now it looks all uniform, we didn't break it. Whew. Let's see, I went a little bit longer than I was hoping for this, but that's okay. I still need to go and fix up data structures. So I'll do that after my thing I got going on here soon. So let's go back to Hello World. Look at all those. That drives me nuts, but I don't know what to do to fix it for now. So whatever. Let's publish it. I'll fix it later, or I'll look into it more. For now, this is a lot better than the version that is already up on CodinGame. So let's let it go and do its thing. And then we'll test it out to make sure it actually does what I need to change that eventually. Okay, so let's go to the Learn tab. Let's see. The current version of this. So yeah, it's got red, but it works. And yeah, that's kind of lazy, but we'll leave it like that. You can scroll through, try any of them. I might readjust it later, but for now, this is looking pretty good. And then we can do, well, I mean, minus the X, that big red X, but you can see them tested. See the functions. Alright, I think we're all good. Let's go to the very end. Let's see if that... Yes. I mean, if it wasn't working in our tech.io environment, it wouldn't be working here, but it's just comforting to see. And notice that escape character does kind of act like you would expect. But that way, by making them all uniform, we can ensure that it doesn't do anything funky with the angle bracket, which, and that is how you would print out a backslash, is have an escape character, so a double backslash. So, alright. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and raid O.Nerd and see what kind of interesting stuff he's doing. So, like I said, this guy is another one that I follow. See. So he's very fun, very animated, very nerdy, perfect for the CodinGame community. So let's go ahead and do a raid O.Nerd. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We're going to go ahead and do this raid, and then I'm still working on the Java and the C++ tutorials. I should have those within the next week or two. So if not, just be on the lookout for them. For now, let's go and do this raid. Let's see. Alright, thanks again for stopping by, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
And compare as we dare. Al Gore is raiding with a party of 3, and I can't talk. Welcome. Let's take a look. Hang on just a second. I gotta size this window. There we go. That's the stuff. All raids are welcome. Shout out to Al Gore. How was your stream? What were you working on? Let us know the deets. On the left is the fixed field format version of the file. On the right is the comma separated version of the file. And we want to figure out what we need to do to this one to turn it into this one. Hey, sweet. Well, that is the awesome. That is not something that I've actually done. It's kind of spooky to solve those kinds of problems and let people see that I don't actually know what I'm doing. I just play someone that knows what they're doing on TV. If we wanted to convert a comma separated file to a fixed file, how would we actually do that? This one has a name field. That's neither here nor there. I think the name field on this one's down at the bottom because of the vagaries of Jason. Yeah, exactly. Those parts are going to be exactly identical. Now note here, this is a file with a header that's delimited and like that, but actually this one is fixed width. The column definitions are slightly different because here we need to specify the width. Actually, we need to specify the start and the width. The people that we're working with have a bug in their code. Yes, you may freely share a link, my friend. Oh, everybody, please check that out. Okay. Hey, J Beers, welcome. How is it going, my good man? All of them are the same right to there. No UI metadata. And that part's the same. So. Oh. We run it pretty relaxed. But I've already got 2, man. Well, actually I have 3, but one of them's not running in here right now. I think the issue I have with yours is that it runs in a browser and it doesn't run on a server-side thing because, you know, I totally set up a server. I want to have a bot running on there. But I do want to play with that